Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make this incredible bracelet. I am really happy with how this bracelet turned out, and I actually wish that I had more beads to make more of them, but I only had enough to make one. But anyways, this bracelet is really different from other things that I've made. And because I used 2-hole beads, several different kinds, and because of how I put this together, I get like a Star Wars vibe from this, or like something from outer space, like spaceship-like. I don't know, it's just really wild. The color combination I did was off the charts, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. Now, I designed this bracelet using beads from the Potomac Beads Best Bead Box XL monthly subscription, and in case you guys didn't get the subscription, if it's sold out, again, because it keeps getting sold out, I will link it down there below in the description bar, but if it's sold out and you can't get your hands on it, I am going to list links to everything that I used to make this bracelet down there in the description bar, so you guys can make the same one. And there's so many different color options that you can do, but this color scheme that I came up with is just really wild looking to me. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's going to be a lot of fun, and let's get started. Here is the list of materials you will need to make a bracelet. Now, a couple of the things I'm using in this bracelet are not from Potomac Beads, they're from my own stash, and the reason why I had to do that was because I didn't have enough of a certain kind of bead, so I had to go into my own stash, and I'll talk to you guys about that as I go through. So to make this, you're going to need to cut 5 feet of 8-pound fireline. You're also going to need a size 10 beading needle. I'm using Tulip. It is the best name brand needle ever. If you guys have not got these needles yet, you have to get them. I bought mine on Amazon. It is the strongest needle. It just keeps going and going and going. I've not broken it. It stays straight. It doesn't bend. It's awesome. I can't tell you enough how much I love these needles. You're also going to need 12 semicircle beads. These are 2-hole beads, in case you didn't know. And you're going to need 42 bar beads and 51 SUPERDUO beads. Now, I'm using 2 different colors, but that's just because I like how it looks with 2 different colors. If you want, you could stay with one color. It's up to you. You're also going to need 7 halo beads and 24 tublet beads. You will need 34 3mm beads, and I actually wanted to do all bicones in 3mm, but I didn't have enough, so that's when I had to dig into my own stash, and I'm using 3mm rondelles in place of them. You're also going to need 11 seed beads, and I recommend check. I tried Toho for this. It didn't work. Check is best. Now, if you don't have check, you might be able to get away with Miyuki because it's very similar to check. Out of many years of designing and experience, I have discovered that they are the most similar to each other. And you'll also need a clasp, and I think I'm going to use this toggle, but I don't know for sure. So this is the list of materials, and like I said, I will link all of these beads down below for you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I actually laid my beads out in the order that I'm going to pick them up. It might look really confusing to you, but you guys will understand as we go. And I'm going to start by taking a SUPERDUO. I'm doing the purple one that came with the box, the subscription, and I'm going to put it inside of the halo bead. You have to do this with a needle. You can't really do it with your fingers. And then I'm going to pick both of them up. So see how I just sat that bead inside there? It's really cool. These halo things are really neat. So I'm passing my needle through here, and I'm going to leave an 8-inch tail so I can later on go back and tie my work off. And measuring here, okay, right here is 8 inches. So I'm going to hold the bead in place, and I'm going to pass back through the bead, but in the opposite hole like this. Okay, and then I'm going to sew back down this side, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm at the 8-inch mark. Adjust it if I need to. Okay, I'm going to pass through the other hole. You can see how I'm going through the same hole. Go through here. Make sure that you pass through both. There was a couple times I passed through the halo, and I went through the halo and through the SUPERDUO, and then I came out this gap here, and I did not go through the hole there. So you have to be paying attention that doesn't happen. Okay, now both of my threads are on the same side, and I'm going to tie a surgeon's knot. So I'm going to go over and under, bring that down, and then over and under twice and bring that down. Okay, leave it just like that, and we're going to pick up our beads. So now I have to pick up a SUPERDUO, and I'm doing this turquoise color because I feel like I was going to do just that purple in the bracelet, but I felt like it was too blendy, and I love mixing colors together where things pop and they just stick out to me. So that's why I'm using a different color. And then I'm going to do a SUPERDUO, and then I'm going to do this half circle bead, semicircle, that's what it's called, like that. And then I'm going to do 3 bar beads. Okay. So this is what I have so far. I'm going to slide that down. And I got to make sure that I'm going through, let's see, this way. I'm going to be on this side. Okay. And then a seed bead, a SUPERDUO. I have to put my SUPERDUO into my halo. Pick that up. And then my SUPERDUO. A seed bead, I gotta remember, semicircle bead, that's what it's called, semicircle, and then 3 bar beads. So just like this is what I have so far. And then semicircle, a seed bead, SUPERDUO, put the SUPERDUO in the halo bead. Okay, SUPERDUO, seed bead. I'll do a few, then I'll show you what it looks like. Just like that. Slide that down. Semicircle. Then bars, 3 bars. Slide that down. Semicircle. Seed bead. SUPERDUO. Put the SUPERDUO in the halo bead. Pick that up. SUPERDUO, seed bead. That's what I have so far. I'm going to slide these down and show you what it looks like. This is what I have so far, okay? So I stopped with a seed bead. Right, there's my seed bead. I then have to pick up okay, I'm going to slide all of this down. I'm going to check and make sure that I didn't screw anything up. Alright, so this is what you should have. See how I have a seed bead beside the semi-round? You want to make sure you have a seed bead there. Okay, I have 3 bars in between all of the semicircle beads, and I got all my SUPERDUOs and my halos, and it looks good. Okay, I don't see anything wrong. Now I have to pick up seed beads for my closure, and I'm going to do this side here, I guess. I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads. I may do more. We'll see how it goes. So there's my closure. I actually have a split ring on here, and the split ring is like not closing right, so I might actually cut it off and put a jump ring on because my split ring's acting crazy. Okay. Just like this is what I have. I'm going to pass my needle down this here, like that. Now I'm not going to reinforce this because I am going to be coming back this direction later. Because of how this is made, we go back and forth. I go this way, that way, this way, that way. It's like the whole bracelet's like that. Okay? Yeah, I might have to take this split ring off, cut it off, and do a jump because it's acting crazy. I think that I actually am going to put 7 seed beads here instead of 5. Because when I first did this, I was using a different kind of seed bead. I was using Toho's, and it was thicker, and it looked fine. But because I'm using check, it looks like the loop is too small, so I'm going to change it. Yes, that's better. Okay, so 7. See, sometimes you just gotta play around. You'll notice with different seed beads that things will look different. Okay, now I'm going to be repeating the pattern. There's beads that I'm going to have in the center, and then there's beads that are going to be on the sides that I'm going to be repeating. So my center bead right now, I'm going to zoom in some, is this halo. And this SUPERDUO, that's my center bead, and so is this a center bead, and this bar bead here in the middle, that's a center. These here are going to be sides. So I'm now going to pick up a SUPERDUO, a seed bead, and you want to keep this bracelet laying down. You don't want to pick it up a lot, and also you want to make sure, I do like to flip them over, but it's up to you. So I have my 2 beads here. See how I'm repeating this here, and I'm going to go through this bead. Just go through the one, passing it through. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up a bar bead. Now, like I said, one of these bar beads is the middle one, is actually our center bead, so I'm going through the middle one. I'm going to pick up another bar. It's going to seem really loose at first, but we have to go through a few inches in order for us to actually tighten it up, because it's just going to keep getting loose until we go through. Okay, so I have my bar bead on, and I'm now going through the semicircle. That is such a strange bead. Semicircle. It's going to be hard for me to remember that name. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up a C bead and a SUPERDUO, and I have to pass through the halo and the SUPERDUO here. One thing I have found on this bracelet, you don't want to pull it super tight. Some things I make, they have to be like really tight, and then there's other things where you don't want a tight tension because it will actually mess it up, which doesn't happen often for me. So I have a SUPERDUO and a seed bead, and I'm going through the semicircle. And then I'm going to pick up a bar bead. I'm going to scoot this down here some. And I'm going through the middle bar. And then I'm going to pick up a bar again, going through the semicircle. And then a seed bead. Oh boy, I almost knocked my phone off the desk. Picking up a seed bead and a SUPERDUO, going through the halo bead here. I've been working with copper a lot lately, and I'm really loving it. I've always been a huge fan of antique brass, but it's been fun playing with copper. Okay, coming out of here, I have to pick up a SUPERDUO and a seed bead. So really, I'm just copying the other side. I'm mirroring it. Through the semicircle. Pick up a bar bead. Go through the middle bar bead here. Since I'm now halfway through the bracelet, I'm going to flip these so you guys could see what it looks like. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that cool looking? It does drive me crazy whenever I make a design like this. I only have one of. And I have to film the material list first, make the whole piece, and then at the end I have to film the beginning of the video. It's just so confusing to me. I hate doing it like that. That's why I like to have several pieces made up and go through it and find out what all the problems are, get all the bugs out, and then report to you guys at the beginning of the video all the problems I had, so you don't have those problems too. Okay, coming out of this bar bead, I'm going to pick up another bar, and then I'm going to go through the semicircle. Okay, at the end is actually when I like pull it tight. A seed bead, SUPERDUO through the halo, Okay, I'm just going to straighten this up and do a little bit of tightening and adjusting. Make sure that I didn't skip any beads, that they're all in the right place. I'm going to grab my tail and pull it tight now. Okay, it all looks good. It's already pretty, even though we've barely done anything. Okay, I'm going to pick up 7 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then my clasp. Slide it on down. I'm going to pass through my halo bead. Okay, just like this, going through the halo. Pulling this tight. I have what looks like this. Okay, I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go back up through the halo, but on the opposite side. But I want to make sure that I have my tension right now, because it's kind of screwy down here. I guess it's because it's loose. When I go through, it'll probably fix it. Okay, so I'm going to go through the halo in the SUPERDUO, just like this, and I'm also going to go through these seed beads. Pull that tight. Turning around, I have to go through these seed beads in through my closure. Then I'm going to go down through these and through, well actually I'm just going to go through these here, because I'm going to go that way, that's right. Okay, so I'm going through just the seed beads. And I'm pulling this and lay everything flat. Everybody lay down. I think it was 4. By the way, if you're wondering, I'm using Czech Preciosa seed beads. They're called Peacock. It's a really wild color. So just go like that. Yeah, 4 seed beads. I'm going to pass through this SUPERDUO. I try to leave my bracelet laying flat down as much as possible, because the beads like to flip and it's easier if they stay flat for us, so we don't have to fuss with it. Okay, so there's my 4 beads. Now I'm going to turn this around, because I'm right-handed and I have to go this direction because I'm right-handed, and right now I'm going the opposite way. Okay, so I turn it around and I'm going to pick up a tublet bead. These tublets are really cool. And when I first started mixing these colors together, I really did not think much of the colors for some reason. I just started working with them and I'm like, wow, this is a crazy color combination. It looks so spacey looking to me. This whole bracelet looks like it's from outer space. It's really wild. Okay, so see how the tublet fits perfectly there? Now I'm coming out of the bar bead and I'm going to pick up another bar, and I'm going to put bars in between the bars. Like this. Okay, then coming out the bar, I have to pick up a tublet, and I'm going to go through this next SUPERDUO. See that? And then right here I'm going to pick up 2 super duos. I'm going to go for the purple. And then I'm going to go through this super duo. So from this point on, you're not really going to be pulling tight. You're just going to be placing the beads in these holes as we go. Okay, coming out of the super duo, I got myself another tublet, going through the bar bead. Just taking the bracelet and I'm going like this and I'm pulling it a little bit so that the beads relax, because they're a little tense right now. Picking up a bar bead, going through the next bar. I think that helped a lot. Okay, and then a tublet through the super duo. Picking up 2 super duos, going through this turquoise one, and then another tublet through the bar, another bar through the bar, tublet. So I'm probably going to be fast forwarding through some of this because I know it can be lengthy, and I am repeating the same thing over and over, picking up the same beads. So I think I'll just do a couple more beads and I'll fast forward to the end. So again, when you're in between the 2 super duos, you have to pick up 2 super duos, and then coming out of the super duo, you have to pick up a tublet and go through the bar, and then pick up a bar because we're between 2 bars. Okay, and just keep repeating. I'm going to my last bar down here at the end, and again I'm going to go like this and pull the ends of the bracelet. I need the beads to relax. You don't want to pull the thread tight, you're just putting the beads into place. And now I have to pick up seed beads. I'm going to do 4, just like I did on the other end. And I'm going to pass through right here through these seed beads. So we skip over the halo bead. We're actually surrounding the halo, like that. And then through the clasp and through these. And I think I might have yanked my thread too tight, so I'll have to do that little stretching technique again. And then down through these seed beads here. And again, I'm not going to reinforce this. This is my second time through here. I will come back down to this end again later. Okay, so I have this, and because of the direction that I work, I'm right-handed, I'm going to lay the bracelet down like this. So I just flipped it over, and I'm going to go like this and stretch it like I've been doing, make the beads relax. Okay, and then I'll flatten it out so it's easier for me to go through the beads. And I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. I'm going to go through this super duo down here. I think I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. Yeah, I don't want to go out of frame. Okay, and then I have to repeat this side the same thing over here that we just did on this side. So I just put in my last tublet and I'm flattening this out. I want to make sure that it's not really tight. Like I said, you don't want a tight bracelet because then it'll warp. I'm going to grab the ends like before, go like this, move it around some. Okay, now I have to pick up my 4 seed beads and fill in this side because I haven't done that yet. I did it down here, and I did it on this side, but not this side. So pick up 4, and I'm going to go through this clasp area, and these darn split rings are so screwy. I think I might have to cut them off and do jump rings. I don't know if I have copper jump rings though. I have to go digging. Okay, through the beads and my clasp there, then through this. Don't pull your thread tight, just pass through. I gotta say this out loud and tell myself about this, because if I don't talk out loud, I'm gonna screw it up myself. Go through all 4 of these. Actually, you do have to pull this a little bit to get those seed beads to sit right. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over because I'm gonna go in this direction, just like I have been. And I want to flatten this all out so you guys can see what we're gonna do. So down here at the beginning, and on this side, and down here, we have to pick up 6 seed beads. But everywhere else, I'm going to be doing 5. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, and again, I am using 2 different 3mm beads because I didn't have enough bicones. And the bicones I'm using are actually from a previous Potomac beads subscription. I love them. It's called Indian Red. So I have my beads on here, and I'm going to go through this bar bead. Now, little tip, I did, in this area, try to do all seed beads, okay? But it didn't work. It was too tight, and then I added another seed bead, and then it was too warped because there was too many beads. So I used a 3mm here. That's why I'm doing it this way. Okay, it's very important that you know this. And it didn't do it. It laid flat. So that's why I am doing it this way. Believe it or not, when I designed this bracelet, I probably made it like 8 times, believe it or not. Making it, take it apart, adjusting things here and there to get it just right. Okay, so now I have a rondelle and 5 seed beads, and I'm going to go through this SUPERDUO here. And again, you do not want to pull this tight. You want to make sure that all your beads are laying flat, and you're just placing the beads, really. Now I'm going to pick up my bicone, and I'm putting it here. This bicone fits perfectly in here, in this area. Okay, and then I'm going to do 5 seed beads, a rondelle, through the bar bead, and just keep remembering not to pull this tight. Okay, rondelle, 5 seed beads, through the SUPERDUO. So I just have the rondelles touching the bar beads, and then when I come into the super duos, I'm doing the bicone in this area. Because of how the super duos are shaped, the bicone fits perfectly here. And also, I was actually going to do the bicones by the bar beads, but I realized how close I am to this copper bead, and when I separated the colors like this, I realized they popped more. So that's also another reason why I'm doing the bicones here on the super duos. Okay, and then 5 seed beads again, and then my rondelle through the bar, rondelle, 5 seed beads again, bicone, and again, remember, don't pull it tight, you're just placing the beads in there. And if it does seem like it's tight, we can go like that again and you move the bracelet around, adjust it to loosen it up. If you do see like threads exposed, you do actually you might have to pull it tight, because that could happen if you're being too loosey-goosey. Down here, I'm going to pick up a rondelle, and I'm at the end. This means I have to do 6 seed beads in this area. And my seed beads just don't want to get on here. Okay, there is 6. Slide them down. I gotta pick this up now. I'm gonna go through all of these seed beads here. Through these here. Is this like my 3rd or 4th time through this area? I don't know. But I like that I am reinforcing it, like, unintentionally. That's awesome that I don't have to come down here and just go around it several times. It's just, as we work it up, it's actually reinforcing itself. That's cool. Okay, so I went through all of these beads this way, and I do actually have to pull this area right here to get that to lay right. Yeah. Flatten it out. Flattening it out is like a huge part of it. If you keep it flat as much as you can, it seems to help with the tension. It's like, wow, it's so cool looking. It's a really bizarre looking design to me. What do you guys think? Do you think it's weird looking? It looks like it's from outer space. Like, makes me think of Star Wars. Okay, down here, 6 seed beads. And then, boy, that was a weird mix I just did there. These are peacock seed beads, and it's like a mix of different shades. It's like metallics with purple and blue. There's my rondelle, 6 seed beads. You always have to have 6 down here because of this bend going through. I think that my TerraCast toggle is also like making this look even cooler. Okay, rondelle, and then 5 seed beads, back to 5. And through the super duo. And then a bicone through the super duo. And we're just going to mirror the other side. What we did on this side, we're now doing it on the opposite side. Alright, I'm down here on this end again, and I have to pick up 6 seed beads. Very important to pick up an extra one in this area. And then I'm going to go through all of these seed beads here. Through this one. I'm going to completely go around. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Through the seed beads in the end, through the clasp, turning around, going back down. I think I'm going to shoot through these 2 seed beads and go down through, let's see, should I do this? I think I want to tie my knots in the middle of the bracelet. Kind of just makes sense. Instead of doing it on the sides, because it might warp it on the sides. This is the first time I'm tying this bracelet off, by the way, because I only had enough beads to make one of these. So yeah, I'm going to go this way and tie knots in the middle. That just makes sense to me. Okay, so I'm here in the middle. I just came through, picked up these beads, came through all of these seed beads, coming out here. This is what it looks like. It's so cool. Here's a close-up. It's really different. Really loving this design. Okay, now we have to tie knots. Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to tie knots in this, but before I do, I just want to point out, do you see how my split rings here are not closing all the way? Do you see how they're separating? I put the toggles on here and they're doing this. Sometimes I notice that split rings will do this. Now, you don't want this to happen because it's not closed. This can actually go through your thread, wrap around, and it will fall off. So I'm going to go through my stash. Hopefully I have copper jump rings to replace these with. But to get these off, you don't want to use your split ring opener to get them off because you're going to risk breaking your seed beads. You want to take and get a memory wire cutter. A memory wire cutter. Why am I so confused right now? Anyways, you want to get one of those and cut this wire. You don't want to use your regular expensive wire cutters because this is a really hard metal. It's like steel, and you just want to cut the split ring off. So that's just a tip that I have for you guys. You don't want to risk breaking your beads if you have the same problem, or if this ever happens to you. You don't want to use the split rings if they do that because they are going to fall off. Okay, here I am. I'm going to tie my knots. Where's my other thread coming out of? Oh, that's awesome. It's coming out right there. Okay, so I'm going to tie my knots down the center of my bracelet like this. I'm going to use up as much of my tail as I can, and I'll just go through the center. So I have 2 center rows, so I'm going to stay on this side. And then once I get done with this side, I'll go to my other thread and I'll tie knots here. This is the best place to tie knots because the tension is going to remain the same in here. If you go on the sides and tie knots in the seed beads, they will start to buckle and you will have problems. So the center is the way to go. So I'm right here. I'm coming out of the halo. I'm going to take my needle and go down like this, make a loop, come up through right here. Okay, make a loop and go through it twice. And sometimes you have to go like this with the needle. Make sure it's going to sit where you need it to, because sometimes the knot does not want to behave. Pull it down, and then I'm going to go through these 2 beads and I will tie a knot in front of the semicircle bead. Okay, through there. And my knot just disappeared. So again, go through here, come up this side, go through the loop twice, and stay on this side tying knots. And like I said, when I get done tying knots on this side, I'll take my needle off, put it on this one. Now, my thread is coming out right here, so what I have to do is take my needle, go up this way, just through the halo and the SUPERDUO, go back down this side, And that way I'll be on this side tying my knots. Yeah, because right now I'm on the same side. So I'm coming out here, I'm going to turn around, go up this side, so that way both of my tails are going in this direction tying knots, and I'll use up my tail and reinforce the bracelet as much as I can. But that's it. This is such a wild looking design. It looks like it's something from Star Wars to me. It looks really spacey. So cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, I will have links to all the beads down there in the description bar. And this is it. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Make sure you click the bell button so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. And go and check me out on my social media sites. Like and follow me there. And also, I would love to see pictures of the stuff you guys make. I love seeing your stuff. And if you follow me on Instagram and say, hey, come check my stuff out, I will come and follow you, and I will check your stuff out. You just gotta let me know. So please go and check me out on my social media sites. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.